If you're someone who thinks there's not enough hours during the day, if you feel like, man, I'm constantly stressed, I wish I had more time, then pay attention to this video because it might just change your life. Just the other day, I was on a phone call with someone who was thinking about building their own business, but they said, I'm not sure if I have enough time right now. I'm busy as it is. My job is very demanding. I'm not sure if I can do it. Here's what I answered to that person. I said, that's exactly the reason why you should build your own business. You're in a situation right now where you're working in a 9-to-5 job. You might be able to just barely support yourself with the time that you're having. Well, if that is life, that's not what life's supposed to be like. You should have tons of time. You should have time for your family. You should have time for yourself. You should have time to have maybe smaller little projects. Most importantly, you should have time for your physical and your mental health. And that's the reason why you should build a business. We're in Cyprus right now. Watch a beautiful sunset as that bird here flies by. Pretty nice.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a meaningless, dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money while not having to worry that you could get fired? My name is Max Tornow, and I've attained that freedom and I've attained that security. No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
Here's what I'm trying to say. If you're someone who doesn't have a lot of time, that's exactly the reason why you should build a business. And I have a client of mine named Dan. Actually, we posted his interview about him having cracked, I think it was $12,000 in 1 month or something like that. And he talks a lot about his daughter. He has a daughter named Poppy, and very cool name, by the way. And he said he had a job before, and he was running a cafe or something like that, and he never had enough time. Most importantly, he didn't have enough time for his daughter.
I'm single dad to a daughter, a 6-year-old girl. I had a non-freedom business before. I ran a cafe, and it was like being in a jail cell. It was horrible. 7 days a week, like 6 a.m. there till 5 p.m.
If I look back at my own upbringing, my dad was very, very busy as well. He had his own photography business, but that was also something that constantly kept him busy, and I didn't get to see my dad a lot. This is obviously something that we're now catching up on. My dad and I were going on trips all the time together, which is very, very beautiful, but at the same time, I'm wondering how many fathers or mothers are out there that are too busy because they're not working online. How many fathers and mothers are out there neglecting their very children who they should literally watch growing up because they're not working online, because they're too busy, literally just barely getting by. And I don't think it should be like that. You have to understand that. The other point is, I can guarantee you that you're wasting more time in a 9-to-5 job than you would if you had a business yourself. So imagine you're sitting there in an office or whatever your job is for 40 hours a week. You put these 40 hours in, and that's it. And next week, you're going to put these next 40 hours in, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. Now, if you put these exact same hours in to build a business, all right, it doesn't even need to be 40 hours a week. Maybe it's just 10 hours a week or 5 hours a week. Those hours stack up because you're not just blindly working in there to exchange your time for money. No, you're actually working on building something that ultimately is making you more money and is getting you out of that equation of exchanging your time for money. And that is a beautiful thing if you really think about that, because now you're in a position where you can enjoy life, where you can be here for your children or your future children or your spouse, and at the same time you can be able to travel around, you can be able to work from home, and also you have much more security because you are in control. When was the last time you've heard maybe a friend, an acquaintance, or even a family member, or even yourself losing their job, especially now in 2020? Just been laid off. Company can't pay for you anymore. How much more do we need to see in order to really understand that jobs are not safe at all anymore? And that's a horrible thing. I know so many of my acquaintances, friends, even family members that can't afford their life anymore simply because they gotten fired from 1 week to the other. And it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to be in control. You should be able to not get fired. Fortunately, that's not the case. But a way to do that is if you have your own online business. Unless they turn the internet off, and if they do, we have much larger problems at hand. Unless they turn the internet off, you'll be able to sustain yourself. You'll be able to scale. And most importantly also, think about yourself. Think about how much time are you spending on your physical health? Where you say, I have enough time to go to the gym, I have enough time to eat healthy, right? Or is it usually that you're stuck at your job most of the day? You're probably cutting sleep. You're probably dehydrated. You're commuting on the metro or on a bus. Doesn't really feel human. It almost feels like you're cattle, right, on the way to the slaughterhouse. How much of that daily time is wasted at that job? And how much do you really have time to take care of your body, to go to the gym and eat healthy? Also your mental health. How often can you just sit down and enjoy the sunset? I get the irony. There's a sunset right now and I'm shooting a video, which is kind of my work. But you get what I'm trying to say. You should be able to take care of yourself and sustain yourself, because slaving away at a job for 40, 50, 60, 70, however many hours a week, or even on the long term, how many years are you going to slave away at that job? How many decades? It's not sustainable. And you want to get away from that. All right, so this is my laptop charger and the adapter. This is my laptop. This is how we had to set things up in order for the adapter to work. My entire business depending on this fragile structure. Now the thing is, some people say, oh, but if I build a business, how do I know it works? Well, if I waste tons of time trying to build a business and then it doesn't work out, well, of course that could happen if you just randomly try things out. Hell, if I want to learn Kung Fu now without a teacher, just randomly doing the Kung Fu movements here on the beach as well, it's also very likely that I'm going to waste my own time. But if you literally follow a proven path, a path that many other people have walked before you, a path that people probably less smart than you have walked before you, and it made it work for them, then you can be relatively sure that it's going to work for you as well. Just with Kung Fu or learning how to play the piano, there's a proven path. There's people who teach it. There's people who've been successful at it themselves, and you can literally learn from them. And therefore, you're also not wasting a lot of time. Hell, yeah, you're wasting a lot of time if you're trying it yourself, but if you follow a proven path, it's relatively quick, it's relatively easy. All the pitfalls, all the difficulties that a regular person has when trying it alone, it's all just taken away. You've been shaved off. Learning curve is extremely steep, and you can easily start getting things done. You can start getting results. And hell, you don't even need to build a gigantic operation. You don't have to build a multiple 7 figures a year. You don't have to do that. I built that because I liked the idea of building something. I wanted to challenge myself, would see how far I'm going. But you can absolutely build your own business where it's just you, easily make 10, 20, 30K a month. And if you're making $30,000 in 1 month, and you make that consistently, you can absolutely already travel and you can enjoy that freedom. And if you then say, hey, I want to scale it up to 6 figures, like some of our advanced clients, yeah, okay, then you can get a team, you can manage that team, and then you're more in a management position where people are working for you and you have consistent stream of income, and you're working whenever you want, whenever you feel like it, or if you're like me, you work like it, you work on it because you like it, right? That's what I'm doing all day. It's literally almost turned into my biggest passion in life. That's what I'm doing all day, replying to our clients, coming up with new ideas that we can do for our clients, coming up with new ideas to make our programs better, and so on and so forth. So, bottom line, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time in a 9-to-5 job. Don't waste your time in the illusion of safety, because the only real safety, or at least the thing that gets closest to safety, is if you are your own boss. And the best way to do that is by jumping on a free consulting call with us right now. There's a link in the description that I'm going to leave there for you, and you can use that link to book a free consulting call. Usually what happens is you put that link down in the URL, or you click that link. It brings you to a page. You can read a little bit more information of what all that is about on that page, and at the bottom of that page there's a button. You click that, and there you fill out the application. Takes you 1 or 2 minutes to fill it out, and then you can book the exact date and time where you want us to call you. Like I said, you'll be talking to a real person. This is not an automated funnel or anything like that. You'll literally be talking to a real person. We've scaled the unscalable, and we can help you for free on that free consulting call. And then if you want to become our long-term client, you can obviously also look at that. You can tell us that on the call, and then we look into it. So yeah, that's basically simple. Imagine how much time you could save over the course of a lifetime if you jump on that call right now, right? You jump on that call for 30 minutes or so. And if you can then build your business, how much time have you saved? That's pretty epic. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy the rest of the sunset now. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, this is Varun, and I made my first close for 1K. I coach in the field of social skills, and I'm an electrical engineer by training. So I did my master's in electrical engineering. You guys see the connection? Exactly, because there's none. And I'm able to do that thanks to FBM. One of the things that I do really like about FBM is the unmatched support that the other coaches provide you. Good game. Bye bye.